how GDC shut down. What's up?
We're live.
We are
What's
hot.
going on, all you minties? We are on time, sort of. A couple minutes late, but anyway. So, in case you are stuck at home or need a little break from work from home or whatever, or if you're working in the office,
Or if you're reading the news and it's super depressing.
yes, we've got more depressing news for you all. I'm just
Yes.
Hope everybody is doing okay. So a huge shout out to the people in the chat. Jake777, Abraham Andrade. How are you all doing?
What's up, guys?
So I am the Uncanny Omar. Today I am joined with this guy right over here. This is Rob64,
What's
or
up?
as I like to call him, Rob.
Rob. I appreciate that.
Hold on really quick. Omar, what shelves do you use again for graphic novels? I really need to buy another shelf, and I'm looking around for some recommendations. The ones back
That's a
here.
great question, because I need to buy shelves too, and your shelves are fantastic.
These are, thank you. These are Billy's for my more sturdier and heavier books, like the Omnis. I use K-Lax, and they all come from IKEA. They're cheap and they're wonderful, and they don't have the whole bow effect, right? Like a lot of shelves do. I've had these for about 5 years, and they're still holding strong. We need to see more of Rob, so Rob, please take your shirt off.
It's just Mario nipples underneath.
Let's all stay just to play it safe. Let's just all stay at home. Let's just all stay at home and play some video games.
Yep.
Or in my case, read a bunch of comic books.
Yep.
But I do get from time to time to play games when I'm like, I need to take a break from reading and everything else. So Rob, what do you want to do? You want to do your hauls first? Because I know you hauled a lot. I got a little bit of stuff. Pervy Omar, yes.
Yeah. So let's talk about
Uncanny Omar.
Pervy Omar. That is your now new moniker forever. Let's talk about a couple of gaming hauls, and then we want to talk a little bit about things that are closing, and then finally news and games we are playing while we're in isolation. I think, Omar, you talked about things that you're reading in isolation, and we're going to talk about games that we're playing in isolation.
Yeah. I gave some recommendations for books that I know that are must reads. And maybe we should make a list of must-play games in case you haven't played them. That'd be pretty fun to do. So, all right, here we go. Eat that horse. I randomly got the urge to play Metroid Prime Trilogy for the first time the other day. Loving the first game so far.
Yes, it's fantastic.
Don't forget to look up that little glitch in the third game so you don't get stuck.
Oh yeah, I don't think they fixed that in the trilogy release. That's a good question. Did they fix it?
I don't think they did. I think they just whatever. All right, so Rob's gonna go first with his hauls.
All right. So we didn't get a chance to do a haul last month, but there wasn't that much stuff to go through, so it actually worked out just fine. So the first thing I want to go through is last time we did one of these, I showed off the Lion King, the Aladdin combination pack. It's super interesting packaging. So this month it's the Genesis packaging of Aladdin and the Lion King.
What the hell is wrong with you? You got the same version of the game.
Now what I was hoping that this Genesis version will be the Genesis version of Aladdin and the Genesis version of Lion King, because they were different games.
Yeah.
They were different. And the one on the Switch would be the Super Nintendo version of those games, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's the same thing. But this is a very authentic Genesis case. Like, I don't know if they contracted Sega and was like, hey, can we do this or what? But obviously, because this looks exactly like my other Genesis games, like that one over there that I can't reach. So Aladdin, Lion King. So pick your flavor. These are at Best Buy. You can probably find them a little bit cheaper.
That's crazy that Limited Run just kind of stopped being Limited Run, I guess, and gave Best Buy, like, yeah, sure, you guys can release our games.
Yeah, it's fine. This is fine. Yeah, that's by our dear friends at Nighthawk Interactive. So speaking of Limited Run, and a lot of these, this might be the Limited Run show, because there are not very many releases that have come out since we've talked, other than what is about to come out, which is Doom/Animal Crossing. So we'll get to that later. But this game is called Blazing Chrome.
Hold on.
Blazing
Are
Chrome.
we gonna open
Open
games
all
all
the
day?
games. Yeah.
Yeah, Rob has enough games to open. Believe me, I love to do a secret episode at his house when he lets me
Oh
house
my
it.
god, that would be so
That's
horrible.
I just open up all these damn games that he has.
I have digital copies of these things, so we don't need to open them.
Omar, I just wanted to say you are the best comic YouTuber. Thank you so much, Lucas Kelly. I really appreciate it. So, yes, my counterpart in the video game world is this guy. As much as I know about comic books, this guy knows about video games.
I have played a game or two. I appreciate that, and your comic knowledge is vast, so that's really a compliment.
And he actually works in the video game industry, right? He mops the floors over. Where do you work again?
Please buy our games, Friday the 13th game, which is having a double XP event because we just had Friday the 13th, and Layers Gear 2 and Breach and Clear. Be sure you check out our games. The company is called Gun Medias.
By the way, shout out to my boy Gio.
What's up, Gio?
A week in geekdom. Hope everything is going okay down there in Puerto Rico, mi amigo.
Hey, do they speak Spanish in Puerto Rico? Or do they
How are you so ignorant? All right, go ahead. Keep going.
Okay. This game is called Blazing Chrome. This is a very Contra-esque, Contra 3, the Alien Wars-esque shooting game.
It looks like it.
Yeah, I saw this game at PAX a couple of years ago. I was like, oh my gosh, it's fantastic. Got a chance to play it. Very awesome. Check it out. Limited Run did a Limited Run physical edition release.
When did this come out?
Not that long ago. This release is kind of new. So I highly suggest if you like Contra 3, the Alien Wars, which is one of the best shooting games of all time, you might want to check out Blazing Chrome. It's very slick. The first time I saw it at PAX many moons ago, I was completely blown away. And I'm glad that those guys got a chance to actually release the game. It's by, let's see, the Arcade Crew. They have a couple other games that are very reminiscent of games we used to play in yesteryear. Are you eating? What are you eating?
I was opening up
You weren't opening up a game, were you?
Oh, of course I was. I had to get the plastic off of this. So this is a really good question right now that I think we both need to answer. Which is your favorite Mario game to date? Mine is going to be Super Mario Brothers Math. It was on the PC. I'm just kidding. It was Super Mario Brothers 3 for the win. That's mine.
Okay, Lucas. So maybe we can talk about this at the end. Hold on. Yeah, everything's a story. Maybe we talk about this at the end of the video. But recently on Twitter, there was a thing that was top 9 games that define you. Not your favorite top 9 games, not the best 9 top 9.
Hey, write that down. That's a good topic idea. Write that down, Rob.
I just did. It's on Twitter. Oh, man, actually, we should make a show about that. We'll make an episode about that. 9 games that defined you. And so I was trying to pick out the Mario game that defined me, and I could not do it. But we also had Mario Day very recently, and I tweeted out, "Hey, Happy Mario Day!" That's March 10th. Happy Mario Day! What's your favorite Mario game? And I was like, "All right, I'm going to post my favorite Mario game," and I couldn't do it. I got stuck between 3, 64, Yoshi's Island, and Odyssey. I couldn't pick.
You're the worst.
I agree. I'm horrible. I agree.
You're like Sophie's Choice with every video game. I don't know what to do.
Oh no! Well, yeah. The reason I want to say 3 is because it's perfect. There really is nothing wrong with it. But Odyssey was so.
Not only is there a raccoon, there's a tanuki.
Yeah, how do you say no to that? But again,
and you got a boot.
But Odyssey,
a frog suit, and a Hammer Brothers suit.
In Mario 64, when it first came out, and even to this day, it still holds up. It's the defining 3D game. And Yoshi's Island, the art style of Yoshi's Island, like...
Oh, yeah. Galaxy was solid, too.
Galaxy wasn't solid. Galaxy was mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. But again, Sophie's Choice, I can't.
Look, y'all broke Rob before the episode even gets started. Why don't you take a break and think, and I'm going to go ahead and show a little bit of what I got.
Please do.
So let's see. I didn't get a chance to show off some of the stuff, but I got to shout out to my buddy Kyle for the Twin B Deluxe Pack on the PlayStation.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yep, still has all the little things. Like he's a huge game collector. The guy has a lot of games, loves shooters, knows that I love shooters. So and also this from Electronic Arts for the Sega Saturn. I don't know what this shooter is, though. I am so ignorant. And I figured if I hold it up, Rob would be like, "Oh, that's Sengoku Aces."
That sounds like a good name, Sengoku Aces.
It's not, though. It's
I do not know what that is.
Yeah.
And I usually know my Saturn games.
Do you, though?
Yeah.
You were more of a PlayStation nerd.
That is not true. Have you seen my Saturn collection?
Yeah, you got 2 games. And that's all I will show right now because I know Rob has a lot more.
a lot more, but a few.
Bro
few
more
more.
free entertainment, baby. I'm so bored. Well, here you go, man. Be bored no more. You can come be bored with us for a while.
Exactly.
I'm
Speaking
a
of
big
shooters,
fan of Karaoke Doki show on Adult Swim. They play video games while singing karaoke. Oh, that's an awesome concept.
great
And
idea.
Rob, why is like Mario DDR not one of your favorites? Do you own Mario
Yeah,
DDR? I know you do. Do you own
yeah,
Dance Pad too?
dance pad, I'm literally touching the dance pad. It's right
How
under here.
many times have you played that game? And
Exactly. Was the once maybe?
zero.
So
You got that?
So you were talking about shooters.
Yeah.
Um,
Let me highlight you really quick. Oh yes,
yeah.
I know what you got
Look
here
at
because I have
this.
the Japanese version.
Yeah, so this you have the Japanese version of this. I have the American version. This is Saikyo Shooting Stars Alpha, which
Dude.
includes strikers. And Omar, you love some of these games, so I'm going to just read off the list of what's in the Alpha box. Strikers 1945.
Because you're not gonna open it.
Strikers 1945, Dragon Blaze, Soul Divide, and Zero Gunner 2. Some of these games came out on CPS2. Some of these were standalone.
So I need to say a couple things. The Japanese versions came out in 3 different video game box sets, right? Like they weren't box sets; they were just standard edition Switch games, but they were physical.
That's right.
The American release has 2 releases and 2 limited edition releases: the Alpha and what is it?
Bravo.
Bravo. Thank you, Alpha Bravo. But anyway, those things are out of print and they're beautiful. Like I wish I could have them because then you get to see me opening them instead of Rob just holding up the box.
I'm just gonna hold up the box. Just out of the box. So in the Bravo edition is Gunbird, Gunbird 2.
Justin, if I didn't have something to do at 12:30, I would have started at 12. I promise. All right, what do you got? What do you got? At
Samurai
least
Aces.
hold up the
There you go.
box.
Right in the back. Let's read the back. And I have old man eyes. I have near mint condition eyes. 10 guys, Samurai Aces, and I can't read that last one. There you go. It's in Japanese.
That's Gunbird 2. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Gunbird 2 and Striker 1945. Gunbird 2. Oh my god, dude. This was my this was between my high school and senior year that these games, these shooters came out. Wonderful games, man.
Now you give me grief for not playing games. I did because of this set. I did actually accidentally, mind you, play through Gunbird and Gunbird 2. It was one of those things where like I'll just play one level and that's it. And I went all the way through them both. It was ridiculous.
Did you omit Metal Wolf Chaos?
Oh,
Eat that horse.
I don't think it's on here.
Do you remember that game?
I do remember that game. Is that a Psycho game? Is it?
It was on the. I know they have a what's it called version, like a is it XD version, I think.
XD version. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
You know, they released those, and
I know
they released it on the PS4. I don't think it's Psycho though, but we're talking about shooters.
Yeah, that's a good shooter. We should do an episode just talking about shooters, our favorite shooters, like Axlay. I've been playing a lot.
Or what the cool kids have been calling it for the last decade.
Shmups.
Everything needs a label.
We need, okay, all right, so we're going to do a 9 Games to Define You episode, a karaoke episode, and a Shmups episode. All right.
You said a karaoke episode? No, we are not. All right, go ahead.
Remember when we got kicked out of karaoke? Good times.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Good times.
Hey, Omar, can you make some recommendations of what Marvel comics I should read and DC comics I should read? Yes, I sure can. I've done a lot on the channel. I'm going to do my top 10 DC Omnis and my top 10 Marvel Omnis, but I can also do Epic collections and things like that are a lot more affordable, by the way. Thank you so much for the super shaft. I almost called it super chat. Oh, no, I did. Super chat. Shifty Shifts. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shifties.
Have one of these. Thank you so much.
All
Thank
right,
you, everybody, for joining us this early. Well, it's early for us. Monday morning.
Yeah. And
rest assured, there will be a comic book episode later today. This is just something Rob and I like to do. I am going to be doing like a first view of the Golden Age Submariner post-war. That comes out on April 15th. Continue, Rob.
All right. One more shooter, and then I'll let you go. This game is called Iridian 3D. Have you ever heard of Iridian?
Iridian?
Iridian. I think that's how you pronounce that. Iridian 3D.
The I is silent? Oh, I thought you were saying Iridian. Gotcha.
No, Iridian. I think that's how you pronounce this.
No, I've never heard of this.
There are 2 of these on the Game Boy Advance, Iridian 3D, and then a sequel, Iridian 2. And the team that makes them is the same guys who did Nanostray,
Oh, I like that. That was on the DS.
Yes, right. So these 3D shooters are super. Question: what are y'all's opinion of Final
Wait,
Fantasy
wait,
remake?
wait.
We're
I was gonna say we will be talking about
gonna
that
talk about that.
after we show the little halls that we have.
Yep. So this is a fantastic 3D shooter for Game Boy Advance. So I encourage you to go and find this out. I found this for like $4 at a pawn shop locally in town. The technology behind it, it's stunning how beautiful the graphics are in 3D is. And it's actually a really fun game to play too. So I picked this up super cheap. Wanted this. I've used the ROM for years and that's illegal. So now I'm legal. There you go. DMCA, come jump up my butt. All right, your turn.
All right.
All right, I got more, but your turn.
All right. So again, my buddy Kyle sent me a couple of games. This is one, he knows how much I love shooters, but this is one that came out on the Switch. He knows how much I love my Switch. This is an East Asia soft exclusive, so it's a limited edition box set.
Nice.
It's Ghost Blade HD. Dude, I've played some of these shooters because I've been playing the crap out of my shooters. I've been taking my dad to the hospital back and forth. He's been having some health issues. And as I say in the waiting room, I play a lot of shooters. I was playing one, I was telling him the other day, I got my ass handed to me at the last boss. Like, I was like, this is, man, child's play, whatever. You know, you've gone through Radiant Silver Gun, you've done Sylphid, you've done all these games that, you know, you're like, I have been challenged. And granted, my reflexes aren't as good as they used to because I'm in near mint condition. But dude, I got my ass handed to me at that last boss. So I'm like, I need to take a break and play something easier, like Twin B. So anyway, this comes inside of this. You get the game, which is awesome, and this is the first I've ever seen of this. Here in a second, I'll show you. You get the certificate of authenticity.
Okay.
So it's 3,000 of them released. You get the soundtrack, a physical soundtrack, not a downloadable soundtrack.
Nice.
You get a metal box, right? Metal boxes. Very cool.
Oh, there.
Story game. Look at that. Both art. And then this, for the first time, you get a case, a keychain case to put your game in.
What
with the actual art on the box. That is so cool.
Fantastic.
Right? That's pretty dope. I have to admit, that is really cool. And then this game right here, Super Chariot.
I don't know where that is.
It's just like a little side-scroller game. It's on the Switch. But it comes with this little sleeve. And then you do get the original soundtrack, but it's a downloadable soundtrack in the game.
Still, that's fine.
That's pretty cool.
That's fine.
I've got one more thing to show. So why don't you go next, and then I'll answer this question while you're doing your thing.
Alrighty. All right.
Hey, Omar, do you know when the Infinity Gauntlet Omnibus reprint will be coming out? I sure do. That is coming out in September. September will give us the Infinity Gauntlet Omnibus reprint. Is it October gives us the Infinity Crusade. So there you go, man. You'll have Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity War, Infinity Crusade, the Holy Infinity Trilogy, all in omnibus format.
The Holy Trinity. I like it.
Okay, shifty ship.
Okay.
His wife and I love Super Chariot, so I can't wait to play this. Yes, thank you. All right, Rob.
Ready? All right. Speaking of shooters, this is a shooter theme. You may have heard of this game, Metal Storm.
Yes, on the Nintendo.
On the original Nintendo. Now, obviously, this game is in a box and it's sealed.
Yeah, why?
Because the company, this is strictly limited games, I believe.
Yes, I'm familiar with them. They have a Bubble Bobble 4 somewhere.
Mine too. No way, I didn't order that. I told you to order it. That's it. So this is a physical edition, Retrobits, posed by Retrobits. That's who this is. And it is just a re-release of the original game. The original game, especially in a box, is hundreds of dollars. Anyone want to eBay that, they can see. I think the last time I saw this loose was $120 loose. And of course, you can get ROMs, you can get flashcards and things like that. But the original box had cool like art, instruction manual.
I don't remember the original box having that shiny glare to it,
the original box was not shiny. It did have this same art style, and
that is the art to the original box.
Yeah.
I used to have that game. That's why I know.
Yeah. So this cartridge, and then they have like little because it's not an original Nintendo cartridge, it's a Nintendo reproduction card. Like you might have some compatibility issues with like PAL consoles, but just hit the reset button a couple times, it should fire right up. But yeah, this is a cool chance to actually own a real release of Metal Storm. And I'm one of those guys where ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. So if I get a chance to buy the real thing or something, I certainly am going to do that. All right, next up. Speaking of limited games, Limited Run did a hey, go get your limited run games, things that you may have missed. And I missed a few back in the day, but I was able to get them. So we've talked about this. Have we talked about this? Maybe we've talked about this.
Which
So
one?
this is another
Oh,
world.
wait. Let me answer this really quick, or anybody that is wondering. Omar, what is the deal with X-Force Omni? IST messed up, man. Any updates? Yes. Diamond just released the updates, so April 23rd, I think, is when Daredevil Omnibus Volumes 1 and 2 by Bendis are coming back into stock. And May 15th is the tentative date for the restock of Uncanny X-Force. So rest assured you'll be getting it. I mean, what you could do if you want to is cancel your order and go through Amazon, because I believe they're getting some here in a week. But that's my suggestion. Rest assured you will get it, though. It's not out of print. It's just out of stock.
And that's a huge difference.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so another world. This game was called Out of This World back in the day on the Super Nintendo, and actually it originated on PC, but it was ported to many a system. And this is just a physical release on the PlayStation 4.
Okay.
And the other one, and I don't remember whom I was talking to about this recently. 8-bit adventure anthology.
Is that Shadowgate?
So this is Shadowgate, Uninvited, and Deja Vu. Was it you and I that were talking about this?
Yeah, we love Shadowgate. Yeah. Uninvited. What was the sequel to Shadowgate?
The Uninvited.
No. It was called something else, like Fester's Quest or something.
No,
I'm just kidding. Why would you even answer that? Like, you got all serious. No, that is absolutely not right.
Correct. Okay. So yeah, these are cool 8-bit adventure games. Like I played Shadowgate, and I don't think I played the Uninvited when I was a kid, but I definitely played Shadowgate, and it was kind of.
I played the crap out of Shadowgate and Deja Vu.
Yeah.
And so, I don't remember playing Uninvited that much.
No, I don't either. But it's cool to have them all in an anthology collection. This is developed by, well, not developed, but redistributed by Abstraction Games, and then of course published by Limited Run. So these are some of the ones that I had missed when they came back through, and Limited Run was like, here's our new stuff. Boom, they came in. And I got two more. So I'll do this one.
You're a good man and of good taste, Shifty. Okay, so what did you all think of the Harley Quinn show on the DC Universe? What characters would y'all like to see him portray? I've only seen the first couple of episodes. I liked it. It's cute. The little adult humor I appreciate. What's up, Matthew?
What's up, Matthew?
Go follow Matthew on Instagram. He's got some great artwork, and he draws the
notification button.
He draws a super sexy Wolverine. That's what my wife said. All right,
see Wolverine. All right.
Yeah, he sent me a picture for my birthday. That's
cool. By the way, it's Omar's birthday. Everyone say happy birthday to Omar.
It's not my birthday. My birthday was back on Saturday.
Happy birthday, Omar. You are now near mint condition.
You are the worst friend ever. All right. What else did you get?
So, Street Fighter.
Did they do it? Did they finally release everything?
Yes. So this is Street Fighter.
They swore up and down they weren't going to do.
So you and I literally bought Street Fighter V with the Ryu bust. How many years ago was that? 5 years ago? It was a long time ago.
Oh yeah, but I told you I was going to pay $14.50 for it. And that was my co-price, and I ended up paying $14.50.
You did. I think I pushed the button a little bit earlier than you, but
you bought it for like $79.
No way, I did not buy it for $79, but I did not pay $14. So finally, Capcom, and I had to give Capcom props when props are due. When in fact Street Fighter V came out, it was kind of a mess. Missing characters, story, modes, everything, right? Bugs, network gameplay. Wow, this doesn't sound very flattering. But after the many years, they've got it all in and working, and this game legit is fun to play. It's actually...
How do you know it's not even opened?
Because you can upgrade the version that you have early for $14. So I digitally upgraded my existing one to Champion Edition. I got some extra characters and things like that. But I also got the physical edition in case of the apocalypse. Like, the apocalypse is going on right now. So we're fine. I'm set either way. But this includes every character, including the guides and
Apparently he does, Matthew. He just likes to double dip like I do with my Omnis.
Yeah, kind of a problem. But again, I'm ready for the apocalypse. We're good.
Yeah, until your generator kicks off.
There's fuel in the generator. I should probably rev that thing up to make sure it works. But anyway, so this is Champion Edition. You can get this upgrade, and it gives you all the previous content from the previous seasons of Street Fighter and all the DLC and all the characters and yaffa, and new stuff for this. And it includes Gil and also sexy... Is it on the box? It's on the box. Yeah, there is there's sexy Seth. Seth was a dude, and now Seth is a chick. And
what?
Yes, and now Seth is super hot because
Okay,
Cap.
let's be real though. You thought Seth was pretty hot to begin with.
I
Now
mean
he's super hot.
that floating orb in his belly. I mean, that
I,
is pretty
I
cool.
love like all these before the game even came out, all these theories as to who Seth was. They were like, why did they name him Seth? It could be after this god from Egypt, like based on this mythology. And it just like, no,
No,
we just kind of like the guy's name that worked for us. His
yeah,
American name is Seth.
yeah. They're literally the director, one of the director guys. His name's
So
Seth.
what does he look like? I see what's his name on there too. The guy
Gil.
Gil from Street Fighter 3.
Yes, Street Fighter 3. Which we'll have to talk about that another time too. Street Fighter 3. Yeah, he's pretty awesome. Oh, I don't have any pictures. Do we have pictures? Internet, find pictures of sexy Seth. She's gorgeous. She's gorgeous. I apologize. I don't have pictures. I could probably come up with one on my phone, but it is worth you googling Seth Street Fighter 5 Champion Edition. You'll be very well rewarded. And to play this game, I have a the Capcom official Capcom Pad Soldier. This control pad is actually not that great. It was for the Super Nintendo and 3DO, and I think maybe even the Genesis and the X68000. And this controller is actually pretty cool. It has what is it called? Ergonomics. Feels nice in the hand. All 6 buttons. LNR map nicely. Oh, you want to do it? Are you going to show pictures?
Okay, so I found her. Is that what she looks like?
Yes, that is what she looks like. And there's several different variations of sexy Seth. There you go.
Interesting. So yes, Seth is right there. Is this what she looks like here? As a deviant. Okay.
That's deviant art, so you might want to be careful. This is a made-for-kids show.
What? Right, because her outfit is so. Look at that. That's awesome. Speaking of, where is my Udon swimsuit edition? I was supposed to get that a month ago, and it's still not out.
Oh yeah, I think I may have ordered that too. I have not seen it. Good point. Good question.
So that is
was super thick on the cover of that. There you
sexy
go.
Seth.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. So to play this, like I said, this controller really
all female Seth. Y'all have issues.
Hey, it's not me. I didn't make female Seth. I did not do that. No, this controller. This is back in the day when Super Street Fighter 2 came out. Yeah, Super Street Fighter 2 came out. Capcom was wanting people to be able to play the game with a better controller than the Super Nintendo controller and the 3DO controller, so they released this controller. And I found this for pennies on the dollar at another pawn shop. So I said, what not? I'll give it a shot. And actually trying to play this is moderately a little bit better than the Super Nintendo controller. All right. Your turn.
Okay.
And I got one more. Then we talk about gaming news.
My last thing that I picked up, and I need some info on this when the next ones come out. These 2 Amiibo right here. I've got Dark Samus and Richter Belmont. Why
gotta be Dark Samus? Why can't it be African American?
Well,
Samus?
I almost said Dark Anus, so you're lucky I actually read it right. So yeah, where are the next ones, man? There's no pre-orders. Usually when these drop, another pre-order is already up.
Right. I have not seen any pre-orders at Best Buy or any place else.
Are they done?
No, because
we still have a lot.
Yeah, there's still Joker and Banjo-Kazooie.
Terry Bogard.
Oh my god.
All the 35 different Fire Emblem characters that look the same and play with the sword.
I like Fire Emblem as much as the next person, but we can chill out on these Fire Emblem.
What I can't wait for is when they announce the Dragon Quest ones, right? And like Walgreens of Japan is the only one that's going to get the Dragon Quest Classic Hero. Eldrick was only going to be available at the Japan Disney World.
Oh my god, you're actually making my head hurt because that's how it's going to be. And being a huge Dragon Quest fan, which is the next thing I'm going to pull up right here. This is Dragon Warrior 1 and 2 on the Game Boy.
Yeah, hear me.
We'll make it real big. There you go. Dragon Warrior. Wait, is this called Dragon Quest? Yeah, well, it actually says Dragon Warrior. Dragon Warrior 1 and 2. This is actually the best way to play Dragon Warrior 1 and 2 is on the Game Boy Color. This is expensive, but
I have the third one. I never picked up 1 and 2.
Yeah, the third one is also the best way to play the third one. This came about because I really wanted to play Dragon Warrior 2. Don't tell anybody. I've actually never completed Dragon Warrior 2. I've started it, and it got really ridiculously hard.
I just went on about how great of knowledge you are at video games.
I have the knowledge. I just finished the game. I got really far, and I was like, I should play this again. So I'm going to play this on the Game Boy Color now that I have the ability to do that. So
I am waiting for Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 to drop in price a little bit. Right now it's 48 with free shipping. But I know that you also were stupid and ordered it, even though I told you not to because it's the cell phone edition.
yes,
Yeah.
these things occurred. I think the conversation occurred, and you did give me grief, and I'll warrant it.
So are we not getting the remake of Romancing Saga here in America? Romancing Saga 3? Or is it still coming?
I would like to see that, but how many people play Romancing Saga other than you and I? Like, really?
A lot, man. Like,
Really?
the Switch has a lot of cool things. Like, in Japan, they have the Kemco RPG Omnibus is what they're calling it. Have you heard about this?
No, I have not.
You haven't heard about this?
No, I
Like,
haven't heard
I just remember looking up Omnibus at Play Asia, because let me tell you all a secret. All right, for all the people that are watching this, because not all the people that for all the people that are watching this, and not all the people that collect Omnis are on here. These are video games and Omni collectors.
Mhm.
If you go to what is it, Mandarake, right? And sometimes you can find an omnibus there, pretty cheap. That is out of print. Somebody was looking for Captain Britain omnibus, and I found one for them at Mandarake, like one of their stores. And the guy ended up getting it. Like he lives in Australia, and he was like, "Dude, I didn't know about this." And I'm like, "Yeah, keep it hush hush." So I don't, I never say it on the on my hauls or channel, But here you go. This little tidbit for the 20-something people that are still watching, and I guess whoever catches this on the. But you can also get them. You can also find them sometimes through Play Asia. Well, when I was looking through Play Asia, let me show you what I found.
Oh boy, here it comes.
This is pretty cool. I didn't know they were going to do this, and now it's available in. You can find them at Amazon. Hold on here, right here. So it's the Kemco RPG Omnibus.
Oh my gosh! No, I have not seen this.
Right? Look at those games. Chronos Arc, which I mean, all these have had fan translations. Revenant. Actually, I think didn't that one up there, Revenant Dogma, didn't that actually get a legit release?
I don't think so.
Okay. I could have sworn it did, but I guess I am wrong. But anyway, this is what they're calling the Kemco RPG Omnibus, and I'm like, oh man, maybe that will come out to America.
It's really cool. I wasn't aware of that.
Find me the Akira box set. Okay, I will keep an eye out, man.
Done. Next time you're in Japan, definitely go to Mandarake. I've got some really cool stuff there too, and I think they.
Omar has time to play games, dude. You can ask Rob. I only play games on the go, so it's Switch or nothing.
Hey! Speaking of Switch, do you have the attachment that turns your Switch into tape mode? Do you have that thing?
No.
We should find one of those for you since you're playing shooters. That's definitely a thing you should get. Like, subscribe, and share.
Man. A game omnibus.
Yeah. And then
I just told you all my secret about Mandarake. Sometimes, every once in a while, you can find some Omnis that are out of print over there.
It pays to subscribe to Uncanny Omar. All right, last games, and then we can talk about news.
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
Okay, here we go.
Let me. Oh, wait. One more thing. I forgot. I got to show this.
Okay, sure.
Limited Run Games had a physical release of this game, and there was a limited edition too. So I just went with the standard one.
You're poor.
I am. I'm losing my job in May, you piece of crap. Do you really?
You always tell me, and then I have to support my babies.
I've got 2 kids.
I have hundreds of kids. They're all banging on the door trying to get in here now.
Blasphemous. I've been wanting to play this. I almost downloaded it, and I'm like, nope. I know someone's going to have the physical release, and I waited, and I'm glad that I did. So now I've got it, just like I did the Messenger, man. I had a blast with the Messenger.
You're so good.
I even I liked it so much I got the DLC stuff. Yo, Omar, find me that Man of Steel omnibus. Oh wait, that hits me right here. Eat a horse. Eat that horse. That hits me. Yes, Raz.
All right.
What happened with the game of Skull and Bones? What happened with the game of Skull and Bones game? What do you know what that is?
The Skull and Bones game. Is that the Rare game that you're thinking of? Was that a Rare game? Last year at E3, there was I think it was Skull and Bones. I guess they're still in development hell.
Okay, there's your answer.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't heard anything about Skull and Bones other than
Dude,
like left
I
with a
give people a release date for Omnis. I expect you to give them a release date for
there
what?
is no release date. If you asked me the
Or
release date for like other things, I could tell you, but yeah,
make one up.
look one up. Yeah, it should be coming in 2020.
Play it
No,
safe and say 2021.
I don't think it'll be 2020. It'll probably be 2021, given that we
There
haven't
you
heard
go.
anything. E3 was canceled, which we'll talk about later. All right, so last bit of games, and then we're going to get to some of the news. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Okay, this is again, this seems like a very limited run focused episode, but limited run somehow, and I don't know how they did this, were able to get a partnership with.
SNK?
It, actually, yes, they did have an SNK partnership, but with Star Wars. So we have now, they released.
What the fuck is this?
This is the original NES Star Wars game, which is pretty good.
No, it's horrible. That game is horrible.
It was,
But I'm glad you bought that.
satisfactory.
I hope you didn't pay more than $5 for it, though.
It cost more than $5, but it did not cost $50. No, maybe it did. No, it didn't. It cost less than $50. It comes in the old school packaging, like what Omar and I had when we were kids. I didn't collect Star Wars
Old
figures.
school packaging of the figures.
Yeah,
Yeah. What? That doesn't even make any sense. That's crossing too many streams.
So
Throw that away.
if you look here, you can see some of the other games that they did. They did the NES, they did Empire, they did the Game Boy version, and they did what is this? Oh, Empire on the Game Boy, Shadows of the Empire, which was not a great game on N64. Look at that. But that's neat that they did this, and again, amazing that Limited Run is actually able to secure a partnership with.
What does that even play on? That plays on the Nintendo? The cartridge?
This is a reproduction cartridge, and it plays on a real NES. So yeah, I mean that's really freaking cool. It plays on a real NES, and you can collect all 6 of these. I did not, although I did buy another one. I bought Star Wars Racer because I guilty pleasure here. Star Wars Racer on N64 was a lot of freaking fun. So I bought this. Surely there's someone a 2 out of 10. So this comes in this cool packaging. I love N64 games. I love collecting for the N64. I have the 64 DD drive and all the accessories that can come up with this. I think it's cool. So, and hey, Pod racing and Darth Maul was the best part about episode 1. So there you go. Look, see, Raz knows what I'm talking about. Star Wars Racer. There you go.
All right, you got Raz excited.
And because we're helping people, also, this is another retro thing. This came from Retro. I think I bought it at Castlemania Games. This Saturn controller, which everyone knows, everyone who is a gamer knows, the Saturn controller is the best controller ever made. Full stop. No question about this. So this edition, it supports National Breast Cancer, the National Breast Cancer Foundation, and 10% of the purchase price went to that. So I need another Saturn controller anyway, and it's cool red. So I'm sexist and probably like only the women use this controller. There you go. So Saturn controller, retro pink. All right, that's it for my haul.
All right, so
do you want to talk about the news?
Yeah, sure. So what's going on, man? Like, what's up? I assume everything this the next couple of months has been canceled.
Hashtag cancel everything, and apparently they listened. Everything is canceled.
I think Matthew has the best hashtag. 2020 was canceled.
Yeah, not E3 or GDC, just 2020. So, in case you guys don't know, if you're living other parts of the world, Omar and I are in Kentucky, and in Kentucky they have literally shut down schools, bars, restaurants, daycare, church, everything. And wait. And again, this is Kentucky. So our big thing is bourbon, basketball, Jesus, and horse racing, right?
Sadly, in that order.
Yeah, but
Keeneland, like it canceled Keeneland, all the events at Keeneland. It's crazy.
Keeneland is like the big horse racing thing that people come to Kentucky and spend millions and millions of dollars to do this. Cancel. I think the horses are still racing, but no fans are allowed. NCAA basketball, that's the biggest thing. That is probably the biggest thing in Kentucky, like over like fried chicken and bourbon, is basketball. The SEC tournament and NCAA tournament as a whole, all canceled.
Yeah, it's crazy. Dude, we didn't have any meat out in our supermarket yesterday. Like where we were, they were out of everything with the exception of chicken. And I assume it's chicken because it comes in a bag.
Hopefully. And if you
So
go to the grocery stores right now, you try to buy things like toilet paper,
I think
nothing.
that's everybody though. I
Yeah.
think everybody we're going through a toilet paper shortage
Hand
because
sanitizer, or as my children call it, sanitizer, because they're contracting hand sanitizer.
yeah,
Sanitizer, gone. Milk and eggs, gone. Like it's nuts. Sanitation wipes, Lysol, gone. Gone, gone, gone. So we're all working from home. Like, actually, I got an email from my boss. It was like, don't come to the office ever again.
oh, I thought he was like, "Hey, asshole, are you streaming again on company time?"
There is some validity to that. So before you know,
So there's gonna it's it's affecting everything. It's not omnis that are being delayed. It's not video games that are being delayed. It's affecting everything.
everything, everything.
And the schools being closed is one thing that really like I wish. I mean, there is really not a way to be prepared for something like this, but I would love to have thought that maybe our government, I don't know, could have seen some kind of crisis happening. And I don't want to get all political and stuff, but there's a lot of people that don't have the luxury of working from home.
Yeah.
So when you have like 3 kids and you're like, oh crap, schools are closed, I got to go to work. What am I going to do with my kids?
What are you gonna do?
Right? Like, there's a lot of people that are going through that right now, and I feel so bad for them because not everybody has the luxury of like having parents in town. Not everybody has the luxury of, like I said, working from home. So it's a big thing. Like, closing the schools is a good start, right? But I wish they had some kind of plan. Like, okay, this is what we're going to activate. But
And,
anyway,
and
I
I
don't
will
want to
say,
get all political, but
yeah.
it just
So
it's
our
crazy.
federal government has, again, not to get political, not done the best job of disseminating information or even holding back information. But our local governor, Andy Bashir, has done a great job with like daily updates, recommendations. He even is allowing the YMCA to open their child
I
care
saw that.
facility for people in the industry that have to go someplace. So
Yeah.
people who are stuck can't put their children in the Y. So Andy Bashir has done a good job with
So
Kentucky.
it's brought to you by Andy Bashir.
This message was brought to you.
All
But
right.
anyway, okay, so all that.
No, wait. So here we go. Here we go. This is something though. I wouldn't think it sounds like to rely on any government, which is true. Which is why everybody here in Kentucky packs big guns.
That's why we all have guns. and
Because it
rice.
doesn't matter what somebody gets at all the toilet paper. You're gonna end up falling that guy out somewhere. That's how it's gonna end up, man.
Hey,
This is all
let me
mayhem.
borrow your toilet paper.
Which omnis are getting delayed so far that I know. The JMS Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 2 has been delayed for a couple of weeks. Wolverine got pushed until April. The restocks of Daredevil Omnibus by Brian Michael Bendis are now coming April 23rd, I think is what Diamond stated. And then Uncanny X-Force is May 15th, I believe, is the tentative date for that reprint to come out.
That's my birthday.
So everything right now is just, all tentative dating. So I don't know.
So with all that said, some of the very big gaming events have been shut down. GDC is actually supposed to be going on right now as we speak. We're supposed to be there, and it's shut down. So all the information, this GDC is Game Developer Conference. That will be where all the game developers, the industry folks gather and share technology. Not necessarily announce games, but like this is where people who make the games can go and get educated and learn new techniques and meet and greet and do all the things, do the meetings, do the things for the games that are coming out. And it's really a shame because there's a lot of things that in the industry that GDC depends on. So that being canceled, that hits hard. And GDC, of all the events, is probably my favorite one just because it's very, very developer focused. You can learn a lot of cool things and cool talks. Now, GDC has said that they're going to have a lot of the information that was going to be like talks and things like that available for streaming. So if you check out their YouTube channel, which is /GDC, some of that stuff will eventually disseminate. Also, GDC's like internal streaming channel, if you are a subscriber to their stuff, you'll see a lot of those talks anyway. So yeah, it sucks. I think like Kojima Productions was doing something, and I think the Dragon Quest guys were doing something, and the Last of Us folks maybe were doing something. I don't remember exactly. Games were going to be playable. It was going to be awesome, but that's not the case. E3 was canceled. Now, E3 was kind of looking kind of scarce.
It was kind of,
scarce anyway. Like Jeff Keighley pulled out. That's what she said. Sony pulled out. That's what she said. Microsoft is across the street, so they don't count anyway. Like Nintendo was in, but a lot of companies had said they weren't going to go to E3 anyway. And then this COVID-19 virus hit hard, and I think I think it worked out well that E3 is going to go ahead and cancel because there wasn't that much interest. Well, there was interest, obviously, because gamers were going to be able to play, but Now they're officially canceled, and they said it's not canceled. They said it's going to be pushed back. Like GDC said, it's going to be pushed back. So all that is happening. Maybe we'll see it in a couple of months later, but I don't know. E3 is a huge event, it's a lot of money into it, but I don't know like what is gotten out of it other than announcements, and a lot of announcements that were going to occur during E3. I think Ubisoft was going to do one, Warner Brothers, Limited Run's going to do one, and Devolver, Digital Devolver, they're going to do an announcement. They're still going to do their announcements in the same week that E3 would have occurred. So if you're looking for just updates and streams, you'll probably still get those. I'm sure Nintendo will do their Treehouse thing, maybe, presumably.
I'm assuming a lot of these things were going the way of streaming anyway, right?
Yeah.
E3 has gotten to the point where you didn't even have to rely on somebody going over there texting you what's going on.
Yeah.
You
And in fact, as someone who's been to E3, I get more out of it when I'm at home watching the streams than I am being there.
Well, I feel the same way as like going to San Diego Comic-Con, right? Like the last time I went to San Diego Comic-Con, I couldn't. There was so much information. I'm like, I'm just gonna. Well, of course, this is before streaming or anything, but I was like, I'm just gonna check the websites to see what they have updated.
Yeah. So yeah, GDC done, E3 done, lots of game events done. How's it going to affect things? Things are going to be delayed. Like, for example, a lot of, at least in my job, a lot of things I need to be in the office to be able to do. And if I'm not in the office, I can't do them. And being able to remote in and things like that, it's just going to put delays on things. And again, we have children running around. Like, it's difficult to get things done when you're working from home. So we're probably going to see delays, maybe not directly, but indirectly because of what's going on. But honestly, it's better to be safe. Wash your hands, 6 feet of distance, don't touch your face. Like, I would rather put this up and my favorite game be delayed a couple of months than like get sick and potentially die. So it's okay. I'm willing to do those risks. And I applaud those who are practicing these safe practices. So please wash your hands, don't touch your face, stay away. Social distancing. All right. So those are some of the cancellations. Now let's also talk a little bit about the news. Oh wait, that was part of the news. Did you see that Reggie Fils-Aimé, previous president of Nintendo?
This is crazy, right? Like,
he is now. So he left Nintendo.
How did this even happen?
He left Nintendo.
So he didn't get replaced. He himself decided to leave Nintendo.
No, he wasn't fired. He was like, I've done this for a long time. I'm ready to find something new. Like maybe I don't think there's any bad blood between them. At least if there was, it's not been brought to anyone's attention. And you know how the industry is. People would say something, right?
Yeah.
He left on good terms. His replacement is Doug Bowser, which is the best name for a CEO of Nintendo ever. But he's been doing like teaching and talking to like universities and sharing his experience. And he was like a president of Pepsi and a bunch of other businesses. Like, dude is a really smart guy. I got a chance to meet him very briefly a couple of years ago, and like, yeah, he's one of the smartest guys in the room. He's a really good guy. A little bit on the angry side, but aren't we all? So now he has decided to join the board of GameStop. This is right after GameStop just announced that they're closing hundreds of locations. A lot of my GameStop guys who have been there for years, they've all been let go. Like, this is a really tumultuous time in the GameStop industry. So maybe his expertise
for brick and mortar stores.
Yes, for brick and mortar stores, yeah. So, yeah, because if you go into a GameStop and a brick and mortar store, like, you'll see tons of, like, little Shotskis and you'll see games, of course, but it's all the collectible items that are there rather than, like, the games. And with digital downloads, Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo pushing downloads, I mean, like, we could see this coming. Question, is Animal Crossing coming out on the 20th? Yes. March 20th. It has not been delayed, nor has Doom Eternal.
Okay.
So I guess let's just talk about the next thing too. So I don't know if Reggie Fils-Aimé can come in and rescue GameStop. I do wish him the best because when I go get games, most of the time it is at a GameStop or a Best Buy. But I don't know where they can go. The new Xbox coming out, maybe that's and the new PlayStation 5 coming out. Maybe this is the way that they can do something there, but I don't know.
It's a weird, like, walking into a GameStop is been such a weird experience because it doesn't feel like a gaming shop anymore, right? Mm-hmm. It's like signs everywhere. We buy cell phones, we buy iPads, and there's like pop figures filling up walls and statues and comic books, which I didn't even know that they're on clearance because they stopped that deal.
Yeah.
It's just so random. It's like walking into like a Spencer's gift shop. Well,
yeah.
Hot Topic, I guess. I don't know. It's really strange.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. So, like, again, I like GameStop because being a gamer, going to a game store makes me happy. But anymore, I don't typically go to GameStop for, like, if I'm looking for old games and retro games, If I'm in a new city and I type in Game Store and I see GameStop, I scroll past it because I go to GameStop for stuff that's new and coming out. I don't go for old
Yeah.
stuff. So maybe they're revamping. Maybe this is what maybe Reggie's expertise is going to be. All right, we're going to have collectibles. We're going to have a retro section, and people come in and buy. I don't know what that is, but I am legit excited when I go to a new city and find a cool retro gaming store, much more than I am to find a GameStop.
Yeah, so one that's owned by somebody locally
Yeah,
instead of being a
exactly.
franchise, right?
Yeah,
I
so if
agree
you're
with
in
that.
Kentucky, go to Retro Rewind. They have cool retro stuff. Matt's Game and Collectibles, that's a cool place. Like, there's places in town that I will visit because they have cool retro stuff. CM Games in the mall, they have cool stuff. They have Snatcher on the Sega CD. It's ridiculous the things that they have. So support your local game shop, and hopefully GameStop can turn this around. I don't know what Reggie's plan is. Maybe he was ready to kick some names and take some whatever he does. Maybe he'll be able to pull that off. I don't know.
Wish him
Other
luck, because I,
yeah,
I like the idea of a physical brick and mortar store.
I do
Like
too.
I still go to comic book stores, and every once in a while I will find something there. Because I'm in the collected edition stuff, but everything is so much cheaper online. But when it's free comic book day, I take my kids,
Hmm.
and we get a bunch of stuff, and we buy trade paperbacks. And I think for some reason, and it's sad, but that is the one day out of the year that I don't mind paying cover price for something that I could get online for 45, 50% off,
Hmm.
just
And
because it's like I'm showing my kids to support the local comic book stores.
and I don't want to shortchange GameStop either. If there's a collector's edition or whatever edition of a game that I am looking for, I know if I go in and talk to the guys like, "Hey, let me know if you get a Devil May Cry with the bus edition," and they will
It's Funko
find
Land too.
yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
They will do their best because they are gamers. They know what I'm talking about. They can help me find the games I'm looking for. So yeah, I will absolutely. I hope GameStop figures this out because the staff that we had were really awesome. They knew their stuff. They could help you find games you were looking for. Keep their eyes peeled for limited things. Try and order special retro editions of games. Like they take care of you when you go there and form a friendship with those guys. Staying 6 feet away, they will take care of you. And so I hope GameStop sticks around for a long time and Reggie's able to pull that around. All right.
Digital games are so much more convenient. Who wants to get up and put a game in a console? Yeah, my TV's broken when the kids can't find the remote. I'm like, well, we're done. We're going outside because we ain't got no TV.
We lost the remote in our house for 3 weeks. It turned out 3 weeks. So the remote was me telling the baby, go push that button. She changed different modes. We
That's
heard
awesome, man.
surround sound for in the wrong speakers. Like we finally found the remote, but it was where it was supposed to be. That's why we couldn't find it because it was where it was supposed to be. But so let's talk about some games. Some games you can be playing. First, we're
Before we
going to
do,
talk about.
Free Comic Book Day should be May. It's usually Derby Day, but everything has been kind of pushed back. So I'm sure maybe sometime in May, hopefully.
Hopefully, well, see, you say that Record Store Day is usually in April, and it is also pushed back, if not happening, not at all. So, if Retro or Record Store Day, again, an event where you go to your local record distributor, music shop, and buy stuff, if it's pushed back, chances are Free Comic Day is pushed back as well. But fingers crossed, man, fingers crossed. We
Yeah.
will get through this. We'll get through this. So, someone above asked.
I didn't even think about this. I'm so old school. I didn't have to download an
I'm not
app.
gonna download an app. I mean, I can, but I have one of those universal remotes that does everything for me. So again, spoiled in different ways versus the other. Someone asked about Final
Yes.
Fantasy VII
Yeah.
remake demo.
So let's talk about that.
It's good.
I
Did you get a chance to play it?
Yeah, well, you know me and my background with Final Fantasy VII.
Okay.
Final Fantasy VII.
You go first.
eh, Final Fantasy VII to me was the point that I was just kind of done with RPGs. When that came out, I think that put the nail in the coffin. That did it, because I was like, well, it looks like these things are more like interactive movies now than JRPGs, and I like JRPGs. And maybe I had outgrown the genre or whatever, but then so I stopped, and I didn't play 7. I didn't finish 7. I got to like the second disc. I tried 8, and again I skipped 8. Now, and then I tried again with 10, the same thing with what's her face, Meg Ryan, and I just couldn't do it. I'm like, well, maybe I am done with RPGs. But then years later, I started going back and through a backlog or remakes. Like I played 9, loved 9, tried 8, couldn't do it. Tried 7 again, and the graphics were just so bad, and I couldn't do it because there's a difference between aging from the Super Nintendo 16-bit era, right,
Mhm.
with
Which is
those retro graphics, which look
still
amazing
okay.
because it was pushing the freaking engine to the max, and then not the not the rendered backgrounds from Final Fantasy VII. They look gorgeous still, but it's mainly the main characters, right? Every
What's up,
word,
John Williams? Shouts out.
every word Omar's saying is killing me.
No,
Yeah.
Kiko, that's what I want you to go first.
So this, to me, Final Fantasy VII has no nostalgia. Like I don't. It's cool. I'm so happy. I'm not here. I'm not shitting on anybody's love for the game. I'm really happy for everybody that's getting it. It's awesome. It's something people have been wanting for over a decade. Right? A legit, true remake. So when it was announced I don't know, 10 years ago or however long they've been delaying it. I'm just kidding. But anyway, so my wife played it and I watched her and I was like, man, this is breathtaking. I remember looking at her and I'm like, I think this looks better than Spirits Within.
Oh, really?
Like the movie that they actually made, right? Like I went to theater to go see that. And I was like, I think this looks better than Spirits Within. Like you didn't.
Yeah, I did. With you. Yeah, Omar's favorite game is Final Fantasy VI.
Final Fantasy VI. That's mine.
And also shouts out to Instrumental Artistry for calling it Final Fantasy VI rather than Final Fantasy III. Go ahead.
But yeah, so it's gorgeous, breathtaking. I'll probably watch her play when the game comes out. Because there wasn't much to the demo, right? Like, what mode are you playing it in? Because she tried easy mode and then the Final Fantasy 15 mode, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right, my take on this. Make it full screen.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the? Are you talking to me or the game? Got it. Okay. There you go, boss.
Okay, here we go. Final Fantasy VII. All right, I'm done. All right, put the screen back in dual mode. I was going to get all waxy-quizzical, but I'm not going to do that. Final Fantasy VII, when it came out, is when I worked at Babbage's, America's Computer Software Headquarters. And this was the game, you were right there with me, Omar. This is the game that changed the course of RPG history. Before this game came out, Final Fantasy IV, which you all called 2, and Final Fantasy V, which we didn't get for much later, Final Fantasy VI, which came out as 3. Those are some of the best the first RPGs that introduced a ton of characters with cool backstory and amazing soundtrack, amazing 24-bit color graphics on the Super Nintendo, stunning soundtracks, ridiculous art, sprite character work. So when Final Fantasy VII was announced, this is the thing that effectively killed Nintendo. I want to say it. And
I'm with you. It's the thing that sold all those PlayStation games. It didn't really kill Nintendo. Hold on, I'm gonna put myself.
Yeah. There we go.
But it destroyed the Sega Saturn. The Sega Saturn was no more.
Yeah.
Like I don't care if how great of a game Panzer Dragoon Saga was. It didn't matter. It wasn't going to sell.
Right.
Final Fantasy VII is what sealed the deal for PlayStation for years to come.
So no, put it back. Put the two of us back. I was just being silly. I just want to make sure I can say Final Fantasy VII. Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay, so the game came out. What was cool about Fantasy VII was released, we sold a ton of this. And me, back then, when I worked at Babbage's, America's Computer Software Headquarters, there's not many people that played RPGs other than select few of us.
That was it, right?
Then I was able to push this game on a bunch of people. Now, of course, we're in Kentucky, so some people were like, you got to read in this game? I don't want to play a game where I have to read, and they couldn't have pushed the attack button.
We don't like to generalize on this channel, but there was a lot of, what was that game called? Sea bass fishing and deep... When I worked at Walmart, I remember selling those games a lot.
Also, Black Bass Fishing is a dope game, so don't give the game any grief, bro.
Okay, man.
Anyway, all right. So this game sold buku, and I was able to sell it to people that normally would not play RPGs. Tons and tons of women came into the store. Usually women did not come into Babbage's. They were standing outside while their boyfriends did stuff. Women came and bought Final Fantasy VII by the droves, right? So this game was a huge thing. And for me, this is the game that I would have people like Resident Evil, the first Resident Evil. I would have people come over to my house, and we'd play it, and I would show them. The first time I saw Final Fantasy VII obviously came out in Japan before it came out in America. And there's a guy who got the Japanese version of the game and completed it. And he showed us some of the summons. The first time I saw Bahamut Zero was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen in my entire life. We yelled, we screamed, it was ridiculous. And that summon took 2 minutes to do. So, playing Final Fantasy VII, I loved the fudge out of it. Loved the fudge out of it. This is also the same game where I tried to protect my brother because someone, friend of the show, spoiled it for me. A huge event that I'm not going to get into. Spoiled a huge. Can I not really talk about this now? I guess I can't because the game is out again. People don't know. All right, I guess I can't talk about
I
it.
don't spoil anything on my overviews of Omnis, just in case someone hasn't read a book that came out 50 years ago. But
Surely, after 20 years, as much as we've been waiting for this, people know what I'm talking about. But big thing happens in Final Fantasy VII, and I got spoiled on it. And my brother, Justin Fox, friend of the show, check out his game Release and Black Simulator. They're on Steam. Pick them up right now. He didn't know, so I protected him from this. And when it happened, he walked around the house depressed for 3 days. It's like, what's going on, bro? He's like, man, something happened in the game. I don't want to, whatever. And he walked off. It's like, okay, I think I know what happened. And then I played and saw, right? So Final Fantasy VII is a big deal for me. I think it's a bit overrated how people have gone off and say it's the greatest RPG ever. I'm not going to say all that. It was a good game. It definitely broke new genres, new walls. I think Final Fantasy VI is a better game, personally. But Final Fantasy VII, you cannot deny what it did. And if I
absolutely not, right?
Yeah, if I hear certain music or see certain things from that game, like, it hits me hard in the nostalgia. I hate
like Sephiroth without a shirt.
Yeah.
Right?
Wait, what? No. I still do have my Final Fantasy VII shirt. 3 years old and faded like a mug. I even have my original memory card save for when I went through and beat the game. My brother got level 99. I got pretty close to that. I still have that save, and I've been able to put it on the PlayStation Classic. Every iteration of a PlayStation emulation or something modern, I'm able to go back and play my original save. And I start at the end in the northern cave, and I always cast Knights of the Round. And I'm like, oh, this is so much fun, and I can get straight to the end and fight Sephiroth. It's beautiful. So the nostalgia is really hard for me. It's the point of this big, huge rant. So I start this demo, and this demo actually came out when I was traveling.
John Williams is right.
Yes, it's true.
Even the PC remake or whatever, the PlayStation 7 remake or PlayStation 7, the Switch remake.
If you're going to play these games, I do recommend getting a CRT TV because the 240p image, not upscaled, but rendered at 480i with the interlaced lines, it does smooth some things out to make them look better because these games were designed to be played on a tube, not on a digital purple monitor. So it does not look, it looks kind of fuzzy. But modern emulators and things like that can add like scan lines and things like that to help things look better. So playing this demo, like I said, it came out when I was traveling, so I couldn't play it immediately. But the first thing I did when I got home was loaded it up. There were 2 or 3 instances where I literally had to put down the controller because the feels overcame me so much. The sweeping music, characters jumping out and appearing for the first time, some of the narrative beats, some of the story, especially again, like some of the theme songs. For the first time I heard the battle song, like it's because everyone knows how that goes. Omar, I think it's not your ringer. Some of my other friends' ringer is that music. Like it's like
Locke's theme for
yours is Locke's theme on my phone. Still Locke's theme on my phone. Some of these things were like they hit me really hard. Like, oh my god, I haven't felt this way since 1997. The first time I played this silly game, like it blew me away. Now I had played through the Mako Reactor section of the original PlayStation 1 maybe like a week ago. So like I knew how it went because I just played through it. And it's very faithful to what that is. But it's really cool being able to look around, see all the details that developers put in, the signs and things you can knock around, and the posters and what's on screens and the dialogue. And it's just freaking awesome. Now, we knew this game was going to be good we hoped this game was going to be good after so long. But like Omar, you're talking about the graphics and presentation. It's just off the wall, off the chart, gorgeous. The thing I was worried about was, don't spoil it, Matthew. You're actually right. Don't spoil it. I thought the battle system would be. I wasn't sure about the battle system because I played Final Fantasy 15, but I stopped. I got a decent chunk through Final Fantasy 15, but the battle system just didn't stick. Just didn't stick with me as much as the other previous games. So I stopped playing Final Fantasy 15. I probably will pick that up at some point. This battle system I did enjoy. It took me a while. In fact, I actually lost against the Scorpion boss. He actually beat me, but I was able to try again, manage my resources better, was able to complete the thing. Right? So, battle system is fun. It still feels kind of RPG-y. I did not put it in classic mode where it's like the old school, like choosing your commands. I didn't do easy mode either. I just kept it as it was, and I enjoyed having it go, playing it that way. So, all that is to say, there is a couple.
You hated it.
All the little things. There are a couple little things that bother me. First of all, being a black dude, listening to Barrett, I wanted to throw the controller every time he opened his mouth. Yo, Barrett Cloud, you need to go up in this motherfucker. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
I
Damn,
remember.
shit, Negro. That's all you had to say, bruh. He sounds like a black preacher. Now you gotta see saving the world with your Mako, son. You need to pass the plate to save Mako. Can I get an amen? How do I get a witness, Cloud? Cloud's like, I don't care. Like, dude.
It reminded me of Eddie Murphy's character in what's it called? Good, not Good Morning America.
Coming to America.
Coming to America, the preacher. But anyway, I was really taken back by that because I remember when we talked about like the racial overtones that they have in the original Final Fantasy VII, right? With Barrett's
Yeah, so let's go back.
with his narration, and I was like, well, surely they're gonna fix that now because everything is so PC. They're not gonna make Barrett sound like this angry black dude.
Man, Barrett Cloud, why you get the fucking in the middle of the house? You know what I'm saying? Shit, Negro. Like, stop. Now, there is a piece on Kotaku that talks about how Barrett was supposed to speak. He does not speak in jive and ebonics and all that silly stuff. That's not how he talked. If you read the original Japanese script, he's more like fatherly. Like, Barrett, why don't you care about the planet? This is where you live. Not, man, dog, you know what I'm saying? You gotta give it to damn. Like that's not the intention. And Tim Woosley, who was like I think helped do the voice direction back then, like totally was like, yeah, I totally added that. I probably shouldn't have done that. Like he said it. He made Barrett more ethnic, even though Barrett was not ethnic in the original. So you're right, Omar. I thought they were going to fix this, and that is not what occurred. And I thought the guy who was doing the voice was the dude. Yes, right there. Playing in Japanese, the VO for Barrett and Cloud is more stoic. Okay, so I thought they got the guy from Cowboy Bebop, but maybe they didn't. I'm not.
Jet's voice. Oh, but Jet's a great voice actor.
Yeah, I thought they were going to get him, but even if they got him, it's not really like the press. Like the dude who is doing his lines, he's doing a good job. Like his delivery is fine. It's just the writing is like really. Okay. Black people don't speak like that. I think this whole podcast, I have not said anything.
Excuse me, I grew up with Mr. T. I know for a damn fact that they do.
That is, I pity the fool that believes that. So my big hang up, and as someone who works in the industry, and I've actually done voice direction with like people like Tony Todd and Layers of Fear 2, which was amazing, right? Like, it's too late. We can't go back and fix this dude's language and voice. Like, this is it. It's in the game. There's no rewrites. There's no reshoots. We're done. So we're going to have ghetto-ass Barrett in Final Fantasy VII, and I can't wait for this to happen, the backlash to come through, because it's not just me that it can't. Maybe it is just me that was offended by this. Maybe I'm too sensitive, which I don't think is the case, but maybe it is. But other than Barrett's horrible voice, not voice acting, the acting itself was very well done. Other than the dialogue being delivered like this was the 90s, I thoroughly enjoyed everything else about the game. Everything about the game. So should you play Final Fantasy VII demo? Absolutely. Before the game comes out in April. I think it's when that comes out. Yeah. Check it out.
Bo Billingsley. So he did the original voice of Barrett? I didn't know that. In the original game?
No, it was.
They didn't have voice actors in the original, did they?
No, they were not. It was going to be Bo Billings. Thank you, Colin Anthony. But it was going to be the guy from Cowboy Bebop, Jet. And then they changed it. And they changed it to this guy. And this guy, he's in other stuff whose name, I'm sorry, I don't have his name. I should have been prepared. I don't have his name, but he's done other stuff. He is a talented voice actor. He's good at what he does. And
so he did the stuff for,
yeah,
for Advent Children.
Yes.
Like yes. Okay. You know, I've never seen Advent Children in English.
Really?
I've only seen it.
That's a good question. I don't know.
I've never seen it in English. Just like I've never seen Gurren Lagann in English. Yeah. And I think my wife finally talked me into watching Cowboy Bebop in English, and I was like, "Hey, this is a really solid voice acting." All of them were great, but yeah, I don't know. And it's pretty cool, man, how they changed the lips, because Melanie played both the English and the Japanese. Mm-hmm. The lip syncing, right?
Yeah,
there's additional work when you bring it over into English, and the fact that you're having an international release, we're living in the golden age, man. Right? Because when you and I, that's one thing we didn't mention. When you and I got Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII was the reason I bought a PlayStation, right? Mm-hmm. And this is before I played it. I was like, oh my god. At first, I thought it was going to be Final Fantasy VI on the Nintendo 64 when they showed that demo. But I'm like, okay, cool. New set of characters. Whatever. What a lot of people didn't realize was back then the game had already been out in Japan for well over
a while, a year.
Almost, well, I wouldn't say quite a year, but quite a while.
Yeah.
Right? So Thirsty Jessie.
Yeah, she was like, hey,
ooh, well, man, she was looking pretty fine, though.
Yeah, she looked good. I might have pushed the snapshot button on her. Yeah, she looked pretty good. What's up? Yeah, so I'm looking forward to the game when it comes out. All the things that are happening, Baird's voice aside, I'm sure it'll be fine. Maybe it'll get better as the game progresses through. Because let's see, I see a comment here. I don't know, Baird's animation, the original exaggerated, he was kind of a hothead. I didn't say that he wasn't a hothead. I'm saying that he did not use ebonics and ghetto speak. He was more like a very concerned father trying to get his children to pay attention. And I don't know if you have children, but if you've ever tried to get a child to pay attention to something that's not paying attention to something that they should, it can get kind of frustrating. So I understand exactly where he's coming from.
I know you didn't play this series, but I love Cole, man. He was one of my favorite parts of my Gears of War. Make way for the Cole train. Yeah. Dude, I lost it. I'm like, that dude is awesome. Because he was taking on the Horde by himself.
Yeah, like Cole makes sense. Barrett does not, given the original Japanese. Okay, so another demo that's going to come out is Resident Evil 3. That was announced today. The Resident Evil 3 demo is going to be here, I think, March 19th. So that gives you something to play with.
Matthew says, I get it. I'm an Italian American, and I hate the fucking racist little plumber's voice.
It's me, Mario. Are you saying all the Italians don't sound like that? Or do they sound like this? They all sounded like this. I watched The Irishman. Is that right? I don't know. I don't know.
The Irishman. Oh, yes. Great movie. They should have gotten the voice actor for Lee in the Telltale Walking Dead game. That game had a lot of great voice actors.
Yeah, that was a good one, too. So, yeah, check out Final Fantasy VII when it comes out. Check out the Resident Evil 3 demo that drops this week. It shouldn't be delayed. That should actually happen. And I'm super duper pumped. Like, we live in an age where Half-Life, Resident Evil, and Final Fantasy VII are coming out. Like,
so what are the dates for these games?
Okay, so Final Fantasy VII is coming out April 16th. Sometime in April. I should have the exact date, but it's in April. Resident Evil 3 is coming out in April. That's what it is. And Final Fantasy VII is coming out in May. I should know this. I'm sorry. Let's look it up. Final Fantasy VII release date. Remake release. 1997. That's when it's coming out. Wait, I must have the wrong one. So that's coming out soon. They had to delay it because actually it was supposed to April 10th is when it's coming out. It was supposed to come out in March. It was actually supposed to be already released, but they had to push it back for, I don't know, development reasons. So it's coming out in April. Looking forward to that. Resident Evil 3, the demo, like I said, the demo is coming out at the end of this week. The actual game is also coming out in April, which is huge because Resident Evil 2 came out in like January last year, and now we're already going to get a Resident Evil 3 remake. So I'm super pumped about that.
I wish I had the time to invest into games, and I've gone through phases in my life where I'm like, okay, I need to stop reading for a while to play some video games or watch movies or watch anime because everything is time consuming, right? If we can only just lock time in for that little bubble, kind of like in the Twilight Zone episode. But anyway, it's just a matter of setting time aside to do these things. Then I was like, well, if I do that, then I'm not going to be doing many more videos. So I guess maybe when I take a break from the channel, I could play a couple of games because my kids have been wanting me to play Last Guardian, and now they're old enough that they can watch that stuff, right?
I played through the Last Guardian with my kids, and yeah, this obviously not going to spoil anything, but it gets rough. There was a couple of instances where my children literally cried, like
but see, my kid and I went through Ni no Kuni, and they cried through that. So, yeah, and I don't mind them watching stuff like Final Fantasy VII and things like that. So I'm excited for it. Like, Omar, make time, treat yourself. Thank you, man. Instrumental artistry.
There's a little bit of language, so I think like violence and stuff doesn't happen because it's animated, but language, I don't want my kids repeating some of these things that they hear in games. So
I want your kids to walk out talking like Barrett.
You see, yo, motherfucker, let's go to the playground. I'm in this bitch.
That would make my day. They could talk to my daughters like that. I'd still be happy.
Like, Daddy, what are Uncle Rob's kids sound like? I don't understand what they're saying. They don't understand what they're saying either, child. It's fine. So yeah, like given that we're going to be stuck here in the house with school and kids thing for a while, I think I could see some more video game time. Like I want to get through Luigi's Mansion with the kids. We've been playing Super Mario 3D World because Nintendo won't release it on the freaking Switch.
Hey, that's the only one though, because they just did. What is it? Mighty, not Mighty. What's that? Hero 101.
Wonderful 101.
Yeah, that's finally coming out.
Yeah, so there's nothing left. Like I guess save the best for last. Please do this because my baby, who's precious, has almost formatted my Wii U several times because she'll grab the gamepad and like do like what are you doing? Stop. So yeah, please.
So it's a good time to be playing video games in the next coming month. I think we should start doing a list. I love making lists, man. Like people ask me things, and it took me a long time on the channel to be like, well, okay, I guess enough people want to know what I like to read or what I suggest. And then when I did, man, that turned out to be like some of our most popular videos because people, for some reason, really care what this asshole has to say about reading. Just like you and your video games, man. I love to compile a list. I know you and I were talking about what games need to be. Where it's just really time consuming, right? Like people have been wanting me to make videos with Jim Mint, and it's just we both have busy schedules, and we're all also pumping out videos every day. And Rob lives like 30 minutes from me. We could do this, get the girls together, and you and I could film what they all play.
Well, yeah, we'll have to do that after the coronavirus and social distancing has done its share. Because yes, absolutely, like
it was crowdfunded. He's right.
Yeah,
thank you, Raz.
Yes, yes, but yeah, we need to because, like I was talking about earlier, games that defined me, top 9 games that defined me, like that would be super interesting for like people like us who've been playing games forever. That's a cool thing. What games we're going to be playing during this crisis? I think that would be a very interesting, either like a tweet or a video or something like that. Like, so we'll do that next to let you guys know what we're going to be playing during the crisis, since we're going to be stuck in.
And don't call it a crisis because. Sorry, every DC fan knows what that means afterwards.
Okay. Pandemic. Is there a DC pandemic? No. Okay, good. So yeah, let's talk about. Well, we got.
Oh, geez, John. Yes, I have to send mine out. Apparently, is Nintendo still fixing them for free?
Yes, they're still fixing them for free. And I have not had this issue because
I've had it because I actually play my games.
I play my games too.
I'm sorry.
Shut up. I'll stab you in the face. The Pro Pad. So I haven't had this issue with the drift. So, but yeah, Nintendo is still fixing them free. Like, go to their customer support site, and they'll take care of it. And I encourage everyone to do that anyway. Now, what's more curious is people who have a Switch Lite. Like, do they just set off their whole Lite rather than just their Joy-Con? And apparently, using the same parts as before, but the Lite hasn't been out long enough. We need it. Right. But I will destroy you.
Let me tell you something right now. This is real Omar talking. Anytime we have a Street Fighter tournament, my Ryu up against Rob's Ryu, can't do it. Right? Like I've come to the age where I realize Rob's got me on street. But King of Fighters, I will own his ass. I will make him cry.
Now, yes. I have a legit. Actually, it's right there. I have a legit copy of King of Fighters '96. We can.
Deceased. That's right. Deceased was that. Zombie. That was a great series. Anyway, go ahead.
No, so I have King of Fighters 96. We can make this happen. Once the zombie pandemic is over, we'll have to get together, and I will destroy you in Street Fighter. You destroy me in King of Fighters. That's a good idea.
I love this idea. Tina and I joked about doing a live stream, and then we're like, no. I think some people might be offended if we do that because this is a legit, real thing.
People are actually dying, so I'm not trying to make light of the situation. So,
right.
but
right. So I don't want to. I don't know. We thought about it. We may still do that. Because I genuinely love Pandemic. By the way, everyone agrees with you. Instrumental artistry, except for Rob and I. We're the two only idiots that are like King of Fighters 96.
In fact, I went to a PAX and asked the guys who made 95, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Like, they made the games. They were the directors. I was like, which one? And the answer is actually 96. This is what I said to him. The answer is actually 96, but which one is the best King of Fighters? And he said, 98.
I don't get it.
No!
I don't get it.
96! Whatever.
96 is on the Sega Saturn on top of the Neo Geo. Oh my God, that is the definition of perfection. Okay. All right, who's your team? I got Terry, Leona, And Kyo
I was
Kusanagi.
Kyo, Iori, and big dude. I forgot his name. Yeah, those guys.
Chan? The guy with the big metal ball?
Yes. No. No. The big Goro.
Oh, Goro.
Goro. Goro.
Gotcha. Okay.
That was my squad. I love Iori and Kill. That was just like the ultimate. Also, I like Vice and Mature. Those were fun.
But they were hot. That's why.
Yeah, that too.
I don't think I like that's the only reason why I would put Mai on my team.
My king. Dude.
Good time. Blue Mary. Oh.
Mary. Oh boy. All right.
Now y'all brought back some memories. Someone's telling me, Gio, my buddy who's in the chat right now, a Weekend Geekdom, he was telling me that they have a King of Fighters comic coming out, maybe? You want to take on my Ryu? You want to take on my Ryu? I'll do it.
Okay. Yeah. Y'all still can't touch my Ryu because I beat Gil.
Now it depends though. I mean, in Alpha, I think I could go toe to toe with him on Alpha. But if we're doing Tournament Edition Street Fighter 2, that's pretty. That's a sure win for Rob. I don't think I can do that.
No, it's bad. My old school Hadokens and Shoryukens are still in effect. Still.
As long as we're playing with our Saturn pads.
Yes.
Pads.
Last night, literally, I was playing Street Fighter 3 with my Saturn pad because that's how you play it. That's how it goes.
I actually have all those. I used to review those for whoever was publishing them at the time. They went, well, was it One Comics? I think Comics One. That's who it was. And I used to review them for when we had a podcast and a website. And no, actually, those were for the magazine that I used to write for. But I have all those because they also did the Street Fighter versus SNK ones.
Blanka is the word you're looking for, not blanks. I knew what you were trying to say. Shifty shifts.
Blanks. Maybe that's a new character I don't know about because I haven't played Street Fighter 5.
That's what we'll have to do. So we'll do two lists. What modern games are we playing as we're in the house with the kids trying to work? What retro games are we playing? And what online games are we going to play so we can play together and I can destroy you in Street Fighter or what have you?
I don't know about that shit.
Yeah.
I got you on King of Fighters. Oh, I will destroy you on Real Bout Fatal Fury. I don't think I've played you enough on Sam's show.
Oh, I'm really
Sam Show 2.
I'm really good at Sam 2. That was my game I was kid. That's over here. Oh, limited edition.
I do have to share this. This is because we do have to get going here in a second. But I have to share this wonderful story of Rob and I. You know, among our friends, we're the two video game guys that play fighting games and stuff. So we went to a bar in what was it? Was it Columbus?
Yes, Columbus.
16-bit, right?
16-bit.
Which has just gigantic arcade machines. It's a bar in the middle. It's wonderful if you've never been to them. I think they're a franchise, if I'm not mistaken.
Free play. There's one in Cincinnati now that's also 16-bit.
Right. As long as you're drinking, it's free play. But anyway, they also had a Nintendo 64 hooked up to a big screen monitor. So these kids, and I say kids, they're not kids. They were 24, 20-something in college, and they're like, "Hey, do you guys want to play? You guys want to fight us on Smash Brothers?" Dude, the eye contact that you and I made were like these motherfuckers are going to get schooled.
Serious? You were taking me on a Smash and the N64? I invented that shit.
Dude, long story short, we got our asses kicked. I think I was out first, and I looked at Rob, and I'm like, "Oh man, we need to leave right now because this is embarrassing." All our friends were watching us. They were like, "Dude, what?" And I'm like, "Oh man, my controller's all jacked up."
No, it was not the controller. They owned us. We got hustled. Is what that was.
We got hustled. Dude, it was so embarrassing.
There's another.
I do remember yelling. I'm like, "Put some Street Fighter on, God."
There's another time, and maybe I give the youth a lot of grief about like old classic games, but I really need to stop doing that because not that long ago, after that happened, I was at another bar arcade that they had Mario Kart 64. Again, I owned Mario Kart 64, right? So I'm playing some of my coworkers who are considerably younger than me. I'm like, you all have no chance. You all were in diapers when this game came out. They destroyed me in Mario Kart 64. So, yeah, I don't think it's old age. I think it's that...
it might be. I mean, our reflexes aren't as good as they used to be.
Dude, I have perfect everything on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Like, perfect everything. So, no, I don't think so. Or maybe because my skills have transitioned that, I can't go back. I don't know. I'm making excuses. I have no idea why. I was
you're in the right You didn't get the right color of
I didn't really
controller.
that's what it was.
That was a classic excuse for us. Let's see. We haven't even talked about the Xbox thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
The new
Okay, all
Xbox.
right. Yeah, we got to go. We got 2 minutes, 1 minute. So Microsoft announced today. Make sure you check it out. Xbox Series X, 12 teraflops, um, no lag controllers. Old Xbox X and S games will be enhanced to look better at 4K, maybe 60, depending on the game. New content's downloadable. Storage is NVE. They look like memory cards, but they're not. It's actually the really high-speed storage the PC users have been using for years and years and years.
Do you think we'll actually get it this year?
Yes, I don't. It may be delayed a little bit, but Xbox hasn't specifically said. Microsoft has not specifically said, "Hey, it's coming out in August." It'll probably be in November, December timeframe, but I think it's coming. Now, what I worry about, and a lot of the things that we're told, like, so that's a known thing. Sony has not disclosed squat. There are developers who know some things about Sony's. We're not one of them, so I don't know what's going on the Sony front, but. Sony has said that there could be COVID-19 could affect the production of PS5, which maybe it could predict.
It's not like we don't know anybody that works at Sony we could talk to.
That's a different story for a different thing.
We need to get Shane on the show.
We can talk about that a different.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah,
we get all three of us to talk.
Yep.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us for this live talk where we showed off our hauls.
Xbox will win this generation. That's my prediction.
Oh, was there a question?
Yes. Who will win, Xbox or PlayStation? Let me tell you why. Phil Spencer said we're going to win on price, specs, and marketing, as in messaging. Because before they were like, "Oh, we are in the living room. We can play movies, and we're $500." Sony was like, $399 best specs. Go and get it, and people did. So I think Microsoft's going to be like, Now that said, though, there is a problem with God of War, Spider-Man, The Last of Us, and Death Stranding. So those are 4 things that are difficult to counter. So we'll see. But there you go.
Okay. Any other questions you want to jump on before I sign off again?
Yeah, well, sorry. Please like, subscribe, share, smash that notification button. Remember, gamers who play together stay together. So
we are almost at 20,000, and we will be doing a big giveaway, even if we have to do it virtually. Yeah. We'll be doing some kind of giveaway. So tell your friends, tell your family, subscribe. But anyway, no, seriously, everybody, thank you for joining us. And I'll be doing a comic book first look at I think the Submariner Golden Age Omnibus today. So keep an eye on the channel for that. We have videos every day.
All right. Thank you very much. Peace, y'all. Keep gaming.